Good morning, YouTube! What is up, guys? Today we are doing the daily puzzle. Let's do it. And it is almost the end of October, so let's do it. Alright, so here it is white to move, and let's just think for a couple seconds. Alright. So, first of all, it is white to move, so we're looking at this. We have some interesting pieces and piece placement. First of all, we have a rook here on c4 that is attacking this rook. Notice this bishop feels kind of trapped, maybe lonely. But I guess it has a key role in pinning this pawn to this rook. That might be helpful in the end. Like we can maybe take this rook, and the pawn takes the rook, and then we'll take that rook, right? So that'll help a lot. What else? Oh, we also have a pawn here. That's nice. So we can go like knight there. Also notice this king and queen placement. Our knight can jump over here to fork the king and the queen. Maybe it can climb to e6. Maybe it can go to g5 after and fork the queen and the rook. What else? I think that what we have to do is come up with a really active move. And I think, this is funny, but in the past 5 puzzles, like 5 in a row, no joke, we've been constantly getting remove the defender puzzles, right? So here, what's the defender? The defender is this pawn. Whoops. Well, I guess I got that right. The defender was that pawn, and the attacker was this rook. What happens is, we move that knight to take on c5, right? So we were removing the defender while giving a discovered attack. Now notice this pawn took back in response to protect this rook. If the knight took, then the rook takes the rook. There's no protection over this rook. If the queen took, we would take with the bishop, right? We would take the queen. So the pawn had to take, protecting the rook. However, notice this pawn is really weak. It cannot move, right? Because it is also pinned. So what we can do here is we can take this rook, and we can win a free rook. Alright, perfect. So I guess I solved it a little too early, but we'll do a replay. Here we have a discovered attack, and notice now we're getting this knight out of the way. And notice if this rook takes the rook, like I mentioned earlier, this knight can hop over to h6 and fork the king and the queen, right? So it can get rid of itself, it can sack that rook. But here, we're getting a pawn, a knight, and eventually a queen. That's so much more. So, notice here, there's only one option, but there are 3 options to capture with. First being the knight, we'll simply take the rook. Next, we have the pawn. Here, we'll take the rook again, which we went over. And the queen, that's pretty obvious. We'll just take the queen. So, overall, black's just completely demolished. Its structure is based on too many contingencies, and everything is just falling apart. Alright, and with that, I want to end with a shout out to my friend Yash. Yash is a SoundCloud beast. He's on https://soundcloud.com/l-yash. I'll put the link in the description below, but check him out. He's really cool. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.